Hey, this is Dave with another review of a really great product. It's UFP shiplap. It is gray stained. It is brand new pine that has been aged and stained to mimic barnwood. You can see here that you can just see these striations that are nice and straight. It looks like it's been through a planer that has, chipped teeth. That said, it looks great. I think it looks fantastic. Went up pretty quick and easy. The only reason it took any time at all is we actually furred out this wall. So this wall gets so hot in the summer, and before it's even 6:30 in the morning, our master bedroom is 5 or 10 degrees warmer than the rest of the house. Probably only 5, but it feels like 100. So we have a block house with furred out walls with 1.5 inches of insulation. So what I did is I bought 2x4s and I went all the way around. So here, just went up around and across the ceiling and down, just like it was originally was furred. And then every 2 feet on center, you can see every seam. That is just mimics the old furring strips. So I thought about staggering the furring strips to minimize thermal, to create a thermal break, but that's silly. I mean, give me a break. We're in Arizona. We're not in the frozen tundra where it really matters. That said, I put 1.5 inches of RMax. I picked up 9.2 R value, plus whatever the pine provides. So maybe I have a genuine 9.2. I doubt it was a full 10 of R, but it more than doubled the R of the wall, I can tell you that. So back here, there's a 2x4. It's ripped in half lengthwise because it's just cheaper to buy a 2x4 and then rip it on a table saw, and then the face out instead of the edge of the stud. I put the face of the stud out and then screwed it in, put in a 1-inch RMax panel and then a 1/2 inch RMax because they quit carrying the 1.5 inch RMax in store. So that was a bummer. If you are from RMax, please give us our 1.5 inch RMax back. The folks here in Arizona, we have 1.5 inch furred walls everywhere. So, and then here's little installation notes. I went ahead and flush cut my baseboard so that the shiplap would go right behind it. I saved that baseboard and I can cope out that profile, and then we'll just probably put it back there because it looks finished. But for now, we're pretty happy with this. I don't particularly care for the laminate wood here versus the real wood there. It just looks a little bit funny to me. But if anybody, well, nobody's back here. It's our bedroom, right? So this looks beautiful. The edge is not super straight. That's me. That's entirely me. And I don't care a bit. You cannot tell. All this stuff is so forgiving. See, because from back it looks nice. That's a straight line, and then that right there is a very custom cut piece that has got a crazy amount of angles. And then it's so forgiving. Just the eye is forgiving because our ceiling's not flat. I split the measurement between that and this top board. You can see it didn't quite work out right. I had only grabbed 3 boards to see how much, 1, 2, 3, how tall that would be. What I should have done is separated out my materials because some of the face heights are, so from the bottom of the board up to where the lap joint starts, hence shiplap, lap that was used in the ship. And there's variations. So some are 6 1/8, some are 6 1/4, and some are almost 6 1/2. So face height is some variance. Also, the gap is a little bit different here and there. So here's a tighter gap. There's a thicker gap. You can see this gap we didn't really hit very well. Whenever you're working with real materials, you're going to have variances. So you'll get splinters. This is splintery, of course. You'll have variance in board widths, cupping and warping and all that. Some of these boards, this one right there, really had a big whoop in it, and all I did is pull down while I nailed it. I used 2-inch 18 gauge brad nails. So Nothing serious, nothing heavy. You can see I put this one in on purpose. I've got a board that's split at the end because it's actual real wood. Well, nobody cares. It's real wood. So I think it looks great. I like these knots. I like the knots that are in it because it gives it character. There was one big chipped out knot that had this whole section out, and I wanted to use it, but this is going to sound terrible. I was just too lazy to go grab some dark paint. You could just, I could have just painted right there, dark gray behind the wall or black behind the wall instead of the light gray that it is, and it would have been great. So I did not even bother painting the cut ends because it's real wood. And if you were to take wood off a barn and install it on your wall, you would cut it. And it would be some fresh cuts. So if that bugs me one day, I just don't think it will. But if it does, gray Sharpie works. Let's see here. There's some Sharpie there. You can't even tell. And that end, you can see, ooh, right there. You can see that end is all Sharpie. So dark gray Sharpie is perfect. Yeah, this is a great product. It's really, really pretty, and we doubled the R value without having to do any sheetrock work. It was great. Check with your building code. I checked with an architectural engineer friend of mine who is also a builder. His hobby building is building homes that are twice the size of mine. He said that the latex gray paint that acts as a vapor barrier, so I don't need to worry about it. Also, we're in Arizona, so it might be that your architectural engineer people tell you to put a vapor barrier on the outside, before you put the boards on. So you'll fur the wall, add your insulation, put on a vapor barrier, and then add this. If that's the case, great. Anyways, check with building code, check with what makes sense for your people, or for your area and your environmental concerns. So we are delighted with this. It's 1x8. It's been milled down, so it's about a 6-inch, a little over a 6-inch face height, and it looks just beautiful, and functionally it has really, really made a difference. A lot of people, I think, are comparing this to using a plastic laminate, a manufactured laminate product. This is real. This is the real deal. This is genuine pine. This is wood that was a tree. This is actual wood. So you have different face heights. You got warping and cupping. You got splinters. I mean, this is real. If you are looking for, that on your wall, then just get that. But if you want the real deal, I'm just responding to questions and statements I see on Home Depot. So So can real wood be finished down nice? You bet. But if you go to any chic restaurant that's got the whole breakfast theme going, the shabby chic theme going, they will have splinters in their wood, or it'll be so heavily sanded and then redone. So actually, that's something we might do in the future, just for grins. This is not a high traffic area; nobody rubs against it, and so if we want to do it later, we might just sand it, run a sander over it. But right now, we're enjoying it. I don't see us doing that anytime soon. So delighted, we love it. It looks great. It's easy to work with. Nails up with a brad nail. I mean, this is awesome.